Welcome back. Today we're going to look at plastiguages, and we're going to check the clearance on my small block Chevy on the main rod bearings. Here, as I look at my manual, the first journal is going to be between 800 thousandths and 2 thousandths of an inch. And then 2, 3, and 4 are going to be between 11 thousandths and 23 thousandths of an inch. And then the clearance on number 5 is going to be between 17 thousandths and 32 thousandths of an inch. So what we're going to do is we put the top main bearing underneath, drop the crank shaft in there, and I've put them all in there. So basically we're just going to pull off the cap and then the lower rod bearing. We're going to take a piece of the plastiguage. I've cut off a length here. Maybe about 1 inch long, and then we're going to place it right on top. And then I'm going to take my cap here with the main bearing in it already. It's all cleaned off. There's no oil on it right now. We're going to set this back on here, and we're going to crank this all the way down to the torque that's specified, and in this case it's 80 pounds. Okay, now that it's all the way torqued down, we're going to take those bolts back out. So, tappy. You want to make sure that you don't turn the crank. It's going to affect your measurement. Lift it off. And then you take your gauge and you hold it up on there, 2 thousandths. Looks like we're right in there. Okay, and then for this one, we want to go ahead and clean off the plastiguage off the crank. You don't want to leave any of this on there for when you put it back together. And we'll take off this next one. Clean off the bearing. Drop it right on top there. Oops. Fingers are sticking to it. Okay. Drop it right on top, and then we'll go ahead and make sure you're putting it on the correct direction. Lower that down in place. Okay, now that's tightened down, we're going to go ahead and loosen it back up. Lift that off. We'll take our gauge once again, and we're looking for 11 thousandths to 23 thousandths. Or the bearing clearance for each one of these, and then we, if we're satisfied, we go ahead and reassemble the engine. If we're not satisfied, you can take some Scotch-Brite and you can spin it around where the bearing goes, and then again, if it's too much of a gap, then you're probably going to end up needing to go with a thicker bearing. Make sure you clean off the plastiguage when you're done with it. We're going to want to make sure all that's out of there. And for this one, I'm going to use my new fancy dancy open end wrench that I can throw onto my torque wrench. A little bit of a tappy to get that off. Lift off the cap. And yeah, that one seems to fall within spec as well. To the 32 thousandths than we are the 17 thousandths. Okay, and then when you're all done, just make sure you go back through and you clean up all the leftovers from the plastiguage before you re-lube it and torque them back down. Anyways, that's my demonstration of using plastiguages. Thanks for watching, and Please make sure you like, subscribe, or watch my other videos in my YouTube channel, Dadam's Garage. I really appreciate your time. Check you later.